All right, doing a little FSD drive today. Just wanted to test it out. Honestly, in the rain would have been nice. It was raining a little bit earlier, and I was really hoping it's going to be raining now. We're going to go to Home Depot. So, a bunch of cars on the street here. So that is annoying, but that's what we have to deal with in the neighborhood. A bunch of the cars on the street, but it handled it pretty well. I have found that sometimes FSD is a little bit rude around getting around parked cars. Kind of takes, I guess, is a little more assertive than I would normally be, but that's okay. It handled it quite well, that situation. So anyway, we're going to go to Home Depot. It shouldn't take too long. It's about an 8-minute drive. But yeah, I was hoping it was going to be raining. Turns out it's not raining anymore. Streets are wet, but is what it is. Maybe it'll be raining on the way back. All right, so this coming out of the neighborhood here, it's the part I'm most cautious about because we do have cars coming pretty quickly from the one direction there, but it's handled it well a lot of times. Sometimes I feel like it gets out in front of cars, and it really should just let them go, just because they're gonna have to slow down maybe a little bit. But it is still a gap that it can take. It's just like when it does that, it should really just punch it instead of, taking a nice, smooth, leisurely acceleration. Either way for a longer gap, or you gotta be assertive when you're assertive. So gotta punch it. But I was able to start it from the driveway, which is actually nice now. I've actually done that a lot of times now. Starting from the driveway, it does actually seem to pull out like it's supposed to, and goes the correct direction. So a while back in a previous update, previous version of FSD, it seemed like sometimes it would go the correct direction, and sometimes it would just end up going the wrong direction out of the driveway, have to turn around and come back. So I've been happy with the consistency now of it doing the correct thing with that. But really, we just got back from road trip, used FSD a lot, and around regular streets, city streets, around interstate, it does really well. But what I did notice is actually on the kind of like mountain roads, the windy roads on the Blue Ridge Parkway, it actually did not do very good on that. I actually had to disengage it a lot, partially because it would want to go faster than we wanted to go, even though it was going within the speed limit. If I set the max, but like it would take turns quicker than I would want to take, and end up making us a little bit car sick. But that's just us because we like to go slower. But I didn't want to go, like change the max speed up and down and up and down, because that's really makes it kind of like lunge forward and back repeatedly, which is also not good for making you less car sick. But what I did find is that also I had a lot of trouble with the shadows from the trees. So it was sunny. When it was sunny and there was shadows from the trees coming in, the shadows on the road, it did give it some hesitation, like some phantom braking type situation. So it would kind of like hesitate and then go, and hesitate and go. And again, the stopping, like the slowing down and speeding up kind of abruptly while going around turns, not great. Not great for car sickness. So I did have to just manually drive through the mountain, which was so bad that I had to actually drive the car myself. But seriously, they should work on that. They should work on mountain roads, and they should work on the phantom braking stuff with those roads. But again, the city streets and the interstate, excellent job. Had very little trouble with using it a lot with all of that. And it's always great to use it in unfamiliar areas because I don't really know where I'm going. I don't really know how the roads work. And more times than not, FSD is going to be able to handle it, and better than I would probably handle it, missing turns and stuff. Now, the other thing that does happen sometimes is it seems to be in the incorrect lane. So if it's in a turn lane, but it's supposed to be going straight, a lot of times it'll do that. It handles it and it'll get out of the turn lane. But I think we're still missing that, whatever, 3 times parameters or whatever, to actually have a better planning for where it's going. So it usually thinks about the turn that it's on and doesn't think that, oh, I should be in the right lane instead of the left lane after this turn because the left lane is going to be turn only soon or whatever it may be. So, it definitely needs to work on that. Hopefully we'll get that soon in an update. But as with most drives, it is sprinkling a little bit now, but still not raining. Maybe on the way back we'll get some better rain, but as with most drives, really nothing to report. It just does what it needs to do. No hands on the wheel, no foot on the pedal. Yeah, we're just moving right along. All right, so here we are coming into Home Depot. Should be easy to get in here. I'm not sure what it's going to do. Obviously, I'm going to want to park, but it may just kind of stop in front of Home Depot. So we'll see what it's going to do here. Doesn't seem to care about these stop lines where it says stop. And okay, it's going to stop us right here in front of the door. So yeah, I mean, if I was getting dropped off in a robotaxi, that would have been nice. But I actually need to park. So go ahead and park it real quick. And then I'm just going to run in real quick, come back, and then we'll do the drive on the way back. Maybe, if we're lucky, it'll rain, although it does not look like it is going to rain. So it did actually end up raining a little bit while I was walking to the car, but now it doesn't seem to be raining so much. But we can start from park here, so that's nice. See how this goes. Could have gone forward. I, as a normal human driver, probably would have gone forward through that parking space rather than backing out since we had the opportunity, but that's okay. All right, so again, it didn't really stop for these stop lines, but it will stop for pedestrians. We do have a few pedestrians here. It's going to wait for them to clear. And then hopefully get going soon. It's awkwardly stopped for a lot longer than it needs to be, but that's fine. We're going. Yep, so it did. It rained a little bit on me walking to the store, and then now it's not really raining, so go figure. Nobody on the left, so we should be good to go. Might put my sunglasses on, even though it's not too bright. That way I don't have to worry about the eye tracking. And it's going to stop for this turn arrow. All right, so this is we'll see if it makes this light here. There's a gap here, I believe, but it is hard to see over this road here. All right, so it went on yellow, so that's good. Those people were stopping. So it did make the light. That's nice. So I've noticed a lot of times these intersections where it's kind of like, you know, they crisscross and crisscross back. A lot of times Tesla will like to be in the incorrect lane, where it'll be like, in this case, we need to be in the right lane eventually, because we're going to turn right. And a lot of times it'll end up going in the left lane for whatever reason. However, this time it's actually in the right lane. Maybe because there was no one waiting in the right lane here. So it might just be a coincidence. But again, that's like, it's not really thinking that far in advance. And that's one of my complaints about even version 13.2.9, which is what we're running here in our Hardware 4 Model Y. So I do have a 10% offset max. So I believe right now it could go up to 38. I don't know why it's listed as 51. That's weird. But it's not going crazy. So now it's 40 mile per hour zone. It should be 44. Yeah, now it's 44. So that's fine. Yeah, that would have been bad if it was going 52 and a 35, but it was not. All right, so here we are. Eventually, we're going to have to turn right, and we just decided to get in the left lane. I don't know why. Still just sprinkling, not raining a lot like what I was hoping it would do, just to see, you know, how it does in rain. It does usually do very well in the rain. Sometimes it'll say that it's going to have degraded performance, but there's been a couple times where we were on the interstate, it was raining really hard, and I think it like kind of lost traction a little bit when we hit like a puddle or something, just for a moment, and that'll actually kick up the red hands and steering wheel, like take control immediately. So it does happen sometimes, but it's very rare. I've also seen that with sometimes if it gets blinded from the front, if the sun's just right. I've seen that, although I haven't seen that in a while as well. Hopefully they've fixed that, because both those scenarios, obviously, in order for it to be unsupervised, you can't just tell the person to take over immediately, because that would be I don't know if that's considered level 3. I'm not sure. I think you gotta give more time to the driver or the supervisor to take over. So I don't think it could be level 3 or level 4 in that scenario, actually. Not sure. But level 4 unsupervised, obviously, it's just got to be 100% of the time. You don't need a driver. don't even need a supervisor. Alright, so we can turn right on red here. Let's see if we're going to. Looks like we can, and we will, so that's good. Nice and smooth. Sometimes it waits too long at the red lights or stop signs when it's turning right, and that's just because of that NHTSA stop. It's got to be 100 stop completely before it goes. So that's unfortunate, but sometimes that makes it a little awkward, and I will give it a little bit of an accelerator press to get through that. But I didn't have to today, so that was good. So we are coming up on our destination on the right. We're just gonna pull in there, and I don't care if it stops or not, or if it parks or not, I should say. I do want it to stop, but let's see how it does with this. It's kind of a weird parking lot. We could actually turn right here from the turn lane before we get to the intersection. So we could turn right here and it actually connects to the parking lot, but we're not going to do that. So I guess we're just going to keep on going. Go up to the intersection here, turn right here, and then hopefully we're not taking this turn here. All right, so I would prefer we don't take this first turn because we could take the second turn and it's more out of the way, but whatever. It's fine. It just kind of puts you in a situation where you're more likely to get maybe rear-ended by somebody. Yeah, so this is our destination, so it might just stop right in front of the building here. Looks like it is going to. We're creeping very slowly across the front of the store. And it's putting on a turn signal, and it's parked. All right, so that's it. All right, so zero disengagement, zero intervention drive there to Home Depot and back to this little antique store. So that's it for this one. I was hoping to get some more rain in there, but just another FSD drive. That was a perfect drive as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, there are some things that I probably would have done a little bit differently, but I didn't have to do anything, and it did everything safely and efficiently. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.